Good afternoon and welcome to Blairbeg Drummerjockich for the Highland Industrial Supplies Sir William Sutherland Cup Final, this year contested between Fort William and Kinlochshiel. My name's Alistair Bruce. I'll talk you through the afternoon, and with a large crowd gathering you can sense the excitement here at Blairbeg. The teams will soon be led on to the field by the Inverness British Royal Legion Pipe Band, accompanied by each club and their respective chairmen, and that'll be Chris Nixon leading out Kinlochshiel and James Tagney leading out Fort William. Sun's out. It's been a lovely morning here at Blairbeg. I was out on the pitch a wee while ago and it's in great condition. Groundsman Billy McLeod was telling me that the recent rains actually done the field a world of good. It's in tip-top condition, and I know that both sets of players were impressed by it as well when they arrived at the ground this morning. Sutherland Cup, of course, is the top competition for second teams. It's the junior equivalent of the Camanachd Cup, if you like, and both these sides have done well to work their way to the final, and we'll get a bit of a story as to how they made that before too long. So we'll have a look at how both sides made their way through to the final. The sound of the Inverness British Royal Legion Pipe Band in the background, looking tip-top as ever, leading both sides onto the field. Kinlochshiel side made their way through from the west coast this morning. A busload of supporters accompanying them for the journey, all looking very set for action. The primary team news, I suppose, for Kinlochshiel today is that Campbell Lamont, their fullback, hasn't made it. He's on a pre-booked family holiday, so unable to join the game today. But a very able replacement coming into the side in his place, the veteran Colin McDermott, and he will start in the fullback. Colin will be the oldest player on the park at 42 years old, but very experienced and probably just what she'll need to settle down a young defensive side round about him. The dignitaries are currently being introduced to the two squads at present. Camanachd Association represented by John Mackenzie and William MacDonald. Gary McIntosh and Grant McIntosh from sponsors HIS, making their way along the line. Again for Fort William, probably one notable change as well. Very unlucky for their forward Duncan Stevenson, suffered a finger injury and that's ruled him out of the game today. But again, just like Kinlochshiel, a very experienced replacement as John McDonald, a former Scottish international, comes into the side and he's listed amongst their substitutes. So we'll see there that Fort William side, Stuart Disher, probably the best goalkeeper in second team shinty. I was going to say arguably, but I think Stuart's probably the best goalkeeper in second team shinty. Mark Grant at full back will marshal the defence. An experienced player, and I was chatting to him beforehand, one that's thoroughly looking forward to the final today. Fort William will also have Gordon Stevenson, Ryan Cairns in the wing back positions, so that they'll be able to cover the speedy forwards on the Shield side. Brian Simpson, of course, providing experience for them in the middle of the park. Expect him to be in the full centre role, and Graham Campbell at full forward will be ably assisted by Dan Nixon and Lewis Morris on either side, with Patrick McNeil coming into the Buckshee forwards position. It's a strong Fort William side. They already have the Strathdairn Cup in the cabinet and they're favourites to win the league, so a treble is on for them. The team trying to prevent that treble is Kinlochshiel, and Callum McMillan will be in goals for them. Played for the successful North under-21 team against the South. Played very well in that game. He made some key saves throughout the match, and other players to look out for are Kieran Martin, number 4, likely be playing Buckshee back, one of the Scotland under 17 players. Mark Weir's been playing very well for the side in midfield, and up front young Jay McRae, 14 years old, youngest player on the field today, and it'll be interesting to see just how Kinlochshiel field him. Normally it's Duncan McMillan in the full forward position, but they might just be tempted to put Jay McRae there for at least the early stages in this game, just to see if they can move the Fort William defence around a bit. I think it's fair to say Fort William are going into the game as favourites. They've already won the 3 meetings between the sides this season, but it's a cup final and it's all in the day. And the man in the middle is Sky referee Ewan McLean, who's been given the honour of refereeing this match. Goal judges are more local, with Billy McLeod and John Matheson taking up the respective positions. Ewan McLean just having a final check of his watch, and he will get the minute silence underway, and it's a minute silence that's in respect of the 3 Fort William teenagers who tragically passed away in a road accident. So a minute's silence impeccably observed, and that was for Fort William youngsters Lewis Knox, Fergus Ward and Jordan Cameron, who, as I say, tragically passed away in a road accident recently. So the 2 full centres cross Cammons, and the Sutherland Cup final is underway. Duncan McMillan slips just as he was going for that ball. Referee judging he was endangering himself. That will be a free hit early on to the fort, which will be taken by Ryan Cairns. In fact, he leaves it for full centre Brian Simpson. Gets ready to set it up the park. Fort William have made a habit of scoring earlier in the game, so Kinlochshiel will want to make sure that they settle nicely into this one. Simpson winning the ball again, but Shield pick up through Rory Barkley. knocks it into the midfield area, and here they break forward. A chance to show their attacking prowess. Here's Jay McRae has a look, fires it in just wide of the post from Jay McRae. Well, as we suspected, he has been put into the full forward position, and that was an early sign of just why he's been put there. Such a promising young talent. Jay McRae didn't need any second invitation to turn and strike that ball goalwards, and referee Stuart Disher will be relieved just to see that one go by his post. I think keeper looked to have it covered, but just whizzing by his left post. So that'll settle the Kinlochshiel support. Good opening into the match for them, but it's Fort William now who are trying to conjure up something on the far side of the field. They will have a set piece opportunity, and Ian McLean signalling to the spot. Patrick McNeil goes across. He will take it. Spent a bit of time with Inverness in his younger days. Chip this one inside. Snapshot comes in towards goal, but it goes wide off target. A couple of players just questioning whether it took a deflection, but no. Says referee Ewan McLean, a goal hit. There's the outcome. Callum McMillan gets to see the ball for the first time during the match. It's been a bit of a mixed season for Kinlochshiel. They have lost the 3 encounters that they've already had with Fort William this season, but it is notable that when they've had their full team out that they have performed well. Pretty close to full strength today, and with the addition of the likes of Jay McRae and Kieran Martin, who have mostly been playing first team shinty, that certainly gives them a stronger lineup, and they have a good support as that hit-in's played in by Gordon Stevenson. Simpson sends it down the wing, gives Graham Campbell something to run for, has it by his side. It's a neat ball inside, and it's knocked away by Kinlochshiel's Rue McDonald. Did well there just to slip that one out for the corner. There was no margin for error, and the corner on the far side will be taken by Struan Stephen. Both sides just feeling their way into this game. You could tell there was a sense of nerves beforehand, but that all stops when the action gets underway. A half chance in front of goal. We get a shot in. It's a strike into the roof of the net. It's an early goal for Fort William, and it's Dan Nixon who got the goal. Well, he scored in the Strathdairn Cup Final, and he made no mistake there, just given a half chance. And really it's the early goal Kinlochshiel didn't want to concede, and the Fort William players and their support on the far side will be lifted with that one. Well, Nixon showing his strength there just to get in the ball. It was a strike on his left side, but he caught it well over the keeper's shoulders, and nothing at all that Callum McMillan could do about that. And Dan Nixon puts Fort William ahead. It's a difficult stage in the game now for Kinlochshiel. They'll need to settle after losing that goal, and they certainly wouldn't want problems to be compounded in any ways. Callum McMillan rather takes a bit of time just to place the ball at the front of the D, but it's Fort William who have got off to the early start. They are the ones who have the lead in this counter. So Callum McMillan, left-sided, huge goal hit, manages to lift it right over the halfway line. She'll have it on the left side, but Brian Simpson doing a bit of work early on. He's back in the wing-back position, as she'll have defending to do. Drew McDonald, but he's just about done enough. Ball going out of play on this near side. It'll be a hit into Kinlochshiel and a chance for them to play the ball upfield. Well, Shiel will be looking to try and get the ball up into the forward line, but they won't do it that way. Ball sliced back out of play by Rue McDonald, so advantage going Fort William's way. And the hit in now on this near side will be taken by wing centre Craig Kelly, a player who was very able in the forward line too, a good goal scorer, but settled into the side in a wing centre position this season. He's going to get another chance from a few yards further up the park to send this one into the danger area. And it drops. Graham Campbell just slips as he took that one down. Shiel still under pressure. Initial shot that came in there from Lewis Morrison was blocked, but Fort William will take the corner. Lewis Morrison just staying on that right side as he gets ready to play it in. Player who's featured in the first team, made a scoring impact in the first team this season. Really been a stalwart for the seconds too. Graham Campbell takes the ball down. It's Nixon again. This time he's blocked. Campbell shot off the inside of the stanchion, and it's 2-0 to Fort William. Well, I said Shiel would maybe want to keep it tight and not lose a second goal, but unfortunately for them they have, and it's Graham Campbell who took that snapshot, just tucked it inside the keeper's post. He is pretty deadly as a full forward. He didn't need a second invitation, and he just cracked that one into the back of the net. And with 7 minutes played, it looks ominous for Kinlochshiel. 2-0 the lead. Referee sounding for a free hit. Chance now for Shiel to get the ball forward with Rudy Barkley playing in the full centre position. Well defended though. And Jack Kearney for Fort William battling in, but Shiel have it into the danger area. Duncan McMillan just unable to get that one under control. It's cleared by Ryan Cairns into midfield. Ball going loose. Neither side really able to hold on to possession, but it's lofted again. But wide. It goes in a goal hit to Fort William's the outcome, and Stuart Disher with a chance to play the ball up the field. Well, 2-0. Fort William lead. Just early in this encounter. No real breeze to speak about out there, so no advantage for either team. And Kinlochshiel really need to score next in this one. Jim McRae looked to have his stick held there as he turned. But defending at the back from Fort William by Lewis Murphy's good. Gets the ball out of the danger area. She'll move it across the centre line. Mark Weir down the right side with it. And she'll be strong in the tackle. Good defending though. This is Murphy again. He was brought down and did well to win the ball, and was then brought down, and Ian McLean correctly awarding a free hit to Fort William, and it will be taken by Gordon Stevenson. I mentioned earlier his brother, unfortunate not to be involved today. An accident left him with a crushed finger, so his season will likely be over, and I think the plan will be to try and get him fit again for the new campaign. Kinlochshiel play the ball out from the back again. Jim McRae's the target, but Mark Grant's there. Plays it out to Greg Kelly. It was blocked initially. Free hit's been given against him. And she'll have it with Rudy Barkley. Taken quickly. Touch from Jay McRae, moves it to the left side. Great finish from Jay McRae. Well, that's just exactly what Kinlochshiel needed. The ball was worked forward from the free hit on this near side, and the youngster just moved the ball into a bit of space, and he gave Stuart Disher no chance. Just hammered the ball over the goalkeeper and into the net. And well, like I said earlier, it was the Reds who needed to score again next, and McRae took that one really well. Nothing Stuart Disher could do about it. A neat finish, 2-1, and it's game on. Fort William back on the attack. Graham Campbell just slipped at the vital moment there. It looked as if he was going to pull the trigger, but eventually the ball going wide. Well, 10 minutes played, 3 goals. I'll be needing a calculator at this rate. And goalkeeper Callum McMillan just playing that one well. She'll have been boosted by that. Fort William still have the lead, of course, but at least the deficit is being halved as the ball comes into midfield. Brian Simpson reading it well, nice skills as he knocks the ball down. She'll pick up, trying to work the ball forward through Barkley again. Well defended at the expense of a hit in by Gordon Stevenson. Hit in on the near side will be taken by Sean Campbell. And centre, a player who's impressed the management team with his performances over recent weeks. Good clean strike from him. Kinlochshiel picking up through Colin Jack. Where it goes to Duncan McMillan, first time. Touch from Jay McRae. Mark Grant's in there quickly, the ball's ricocheting. A swipe of goal, and that wasn't far away. That was whistled gone as players take a tumble just by the corner flag. But Fort Williams, under a bit of pressure, they're going to have the free hit and a chance to play the ball up the line, but a nice shot cracked in there. One goal, just no outcome from them, but there'll be definitely encouragement in Kinlochshiel camp about how they've reacted after going 2-0 down so early on. Stuart Disher plays this one on, bouncing ball. Ronald Donald, nice strike out of the defensive area, it does. Slice away off the over the line, and Gordon Stevenson, well, he's going to leave it for the centre Craig Kelly to take. Just been asked by the referee to move back a few more yards. Nice strike infield from him. There's Brian Simpson, good block on him. Retrieves the ball again. Campbell has it on that right side. Turns it infield, Dan Nixon. Shot comes off the defender. Nixon again. Moving into a bit of space. Gets the ball into the middle, but I think offside is signalled. Referee Ian McLean. Refereeing his first major cup final. And has done very well in the refereeing stakes since starting off refereeing Women's Camanachd Association matches when Skye were in need of a local ref. And once Asty Cameron realised that he was in the refereeing circles, it wasn't long before he was pulled into the men's game, and he's been upgraded to a Grade 2 referee and looks to be very much in control in this final. Kinlochshiel have a free hit, it's full centre. Rory Barkley to take it. Right sided, just a measured chip forward. Jay McRae's a target. Tries to spin by Mark Grant, tries to go out to the right side. Turn ball into the middle, comes off Stevenson, snap shot from Colin Jack. And again, it's Kinlochshiel going close. Well, I think the Fort are claiming for a free hit there from that one, but Jay McRae doing the initial work out on the wing, and the ball deflected out for the corner. Good defending, but Kinlochshiel keeping the pressure on the corner. Will be taken by Sean Campbell, right sided, just by the roadside. And it comes. Well, shouts are going. See what the referee is given here. I think he's wanting a retake. In fact, it's going to be a free hit too. Kinlochshiel played short shot from Jay McCrea again, and that wasn't far away. Well, it was a similar position to where he scored the goal. Just didn't quite have that accuracy that time, but a set piece opportunity was played short to him. Just a slight touch forward, and that was just inches away from going inside the keeper's far post. But it stays. Kinlochshiel 1, Fort William 2. And the HIS Sutherland Cup Final. Ball forwards, knocked down. A knock there on Kinlochshiel's Lewis Morrison as he cut across the goal. Looked as if it caught him. Higher up as it's across the head, actually, as he ran across. We will need some treatment. Manager Scott McNeil comes onto the park just to assess the damage. Well, it was a run across the goal. It didn't look to be anything malicious in it, but it certainly caught Fort William's Lewis Morrison as he came across. It doesn't appear to be a head cut, but he definitely took a sore one. Just given the chance to take some water on board as he gets set to resume action. Of course, being a head knock, you can't be too careful. Scott McNeil managing the side for the first time this season, a veteran of many a cup final and indeed Scottish international in his time. Quite laid back, quite calm about everything, but he's certainly done very well with the Fort this season. They have a set piece chance. Shot coming in from Lewis Morrison again. It was blocked, and shell through Mark Weir were able to clear the ball upfield. Some defending from Fort William to do. There's Murphy under pressure, but does eventually get it away up the wing. Referee's going to bring play back. McLean. He's going to call for a throw up between the two players. Brian Simpson got in between the two of them to win the ball, strikes it away, but it does end up eventually going. Head of play coming off a Shield player last. So McLean saying that it's a hit into Kinlochshiel. Good play on the right side by Seamus Martin. He's driven in right across the danger area, but wide it goes. Well, encouraging again from Kinlochshiel. Really had a horrible start to this game, but they've worked hard to get themselves back into it. And 2-1, still anybody's final. Stuart Disher just getting ready to play this one upfield. Both goalkeepers getting good distance with the goal hits, lifts it across the halfway line. And it's Rory Berkeley at full centre, he thumps that one forward, big hit. Jay McCrea after it, Mark Grant using his strength though. Someone who's done the Ben Hill race is not going to be caught out for energy this afternoon, captaining the Fort William side, and along with Brian Simpson he's also been involved in the coaching side of things too. So Shiel with a hit and looking for Jay McRae again. Controls the ball, gets it across. There's Rudy Barclay who surged forward, but a superb challenge from Brian Simpson, but was he endangering himself by diving in? And I think the referee has ruled that to be referee's ruled that that's to be the case. You can't really go to ground like that in shinty matches anymore, just endangering himself. From the swinging Cameron, and Kinlochshiel will have a free hit wide to the left of the tee. Jay McRae over it, flicks it into the back post, run in, and it's an equalising goal. It's Seamus Martin who came in on that far side. Clever free hit from Jay McRae, and it was a run from midfield from Seamus Martin. Well, he is prone to doing that. Scored a goal recently for the first team. He got away from his mark. You can see Jay McRae there just picking out the run. Comes in beautifully to lift the ball into the net, and suddenly Fort William's 2-0 lead is rubbed out, and it's a levelling goal from Kieran Martin. Suddenly now it seems to be Kinlochshiel who have the momentum. Brian Simpson trying to correct that. You'll see his knees bandaged. Picked up a knee injury in the Sutherland Cup Final against Skye. Here, Graham Campbell has the ball, flicks it into the area, but nobody there to finish that. But Seamus Martin is the goal scorer. That's made it 2-2 without run forward from midfield. Seamus Martin. Goal hit again. Callum McMillan taking plenty time to settle himself. Knocking the floor forward. Well, that was a swing. That's going to earn Kinlochshiel a free hit. Stevenson, the player, penalised. Referee didn't like the fact that the ball was knocked away, just having a word. In fact, the free hit has been given to Fort William, and a chance for them to play the ball at the park. Stevenson. Well kept in on this near side by Patrick McNeil. Knocked on by Stephen to Campbell on this near side. Dan Nixon looks across to take it. A good blocking challenge on him by Fraser Reid. But that will be a corner to Fort William on this near side of the park. Well, Fort William will be stung by these two goals. They've built themselves a comfortable early lead, but Kinlochshiel showing their mettle. And the ball comes central position, and it's another goal. It's Lewis Morrison. What a strike! Central position, and the goals are raining in this HIS Sutherland Cup Final. It was a corner from the near side, and Lewis Morrison just allowed that bit extra space. You can see he's moved away from his marker there. Turn, shot on the turn, flying by the goalkeeper. 3-2 the score. Right, 5 goals in 25 minutes. An average of 1 goal every 5 minutes is quite significant. As Morrison has the ball wide, comes off Shield defender. Colin McDermott there standing close with Graham Campbell. Corner on this near side will be taken by Patrick McNeil. In fact, I think the referee is going to referee has now allowing him to take it. Swipe into the middle. Again, it was Nixon with a shooting chance. It's back in the net again. Graham Campbell with his second goal of the game, finishing well, 4 goals to 2. And suddenly, after losing their 2-goal lead, Fort William have built it back up again. It was Patrick McNeil who played in the corner. You can see there as the ball breaks just for Campbell. He's just got such a powerful shot. Going in by the keeper's right hand post. 4-2 the score. Shiel trying to respond. Infringement there. McDonald's the player who's gone down. Goalkeeper McMillan just taking the ball out. He will take it. Well, it's been an action-packed first half of the first half. The crowd around the touchline have been thoroughly entertained for this one. And they're certainly getting their money's worth in the goal-scoring stakes, as this final just swings one way and then the other. Do Fort William have a grip on this game again? Similar to before, you just feel that Kinlochshiel need to score next on this one, and they're working the ball well up the left side, but it's cleared out of the midfield area by Kelly. Gets Campbell, challenged by Colin McDermott. Campbell still has it, plays it across the front of the D. Dan Nixon pushing his way in, still there. There's a scramble, players going down, whistle's gone. Well, a bit of a stramash. We'll see what the outcome here is, and goal judge John Matheson will be consulted by the referee, just buying himself a bit of time before awarding a free hit to Kinlochshiel. Just another scare for the Shield goal, but they survive, and Colin McMillan again hits it well over the halfway line. It's as if Brian Stevenson's realised the distance in these goal hits, and he's positioning himself as such to get to them, just not able to keep that one in play. So it's a hit in that Sean Campbell will take from this near side. The sides have met 3 times this season already. Fort William have come out on top on each occasion, including knocking Shiel out of the Strathdown Cup before they went on to win it, beating Skye after extra time. And they are on course for this treble as Campbell sends a dangerous ball into the goal area. Well, it took an upward bounce, with Stuart Disher doing very well just to take a touch to control it, and then there was no margin for error as he swipes that one away to the far side, where Mark Weir makes his way across to take a hit in. And the ball comes, but Fort William getting first to it. Patrick McNeil, just a kick as he tried to play the pass there, but it's going to be a free hit to Shiel. Trying to burrow their way in. Craig gets his shot blocked. Martin's there looking for another go. Okay, again into a ruck of players, and it's going to be a corner, I don't think. Well, if the goal judge could get a sight, it was just into a ruck of players, but referee McLean saw it clearly, and it's going to be a corner on this near side. She'll have had some success from set piece already. Can they cut the deficit? Ball was right away across the front of the goal, but I think on offside. He's been given a chance for Fort William to play the ball up the park. Well, it's been a fairly breathless opening half hour. The goals have come flying in. Fort William initially building up a 2-goal lead through Dan Nixon and Graham Campbell, but Jay McRae and Seamus Martin getting it back to all square, but Lewis Morrison and another from Graham Campbell have the inured men 4-2 ahead in this game. It's an advantage that the very least they'll want to preserve until the interval. The way the scoring's been going in this game, there's plenty of work to be done before they can ball forward to Jim McRae, but it goes out of play. On the near side. Fort William now. Lewis Murphy, but well won by Martin. Defending is good at back by Fort William. You just can't show the defenders too much of the ball at all, but good play from Sean Campbell, wins it back, but again possession surrendered. Fort William have it in attack with Graham Campbell, ball across the face of the goal. Comes out to Stephen on the far side, and it comes into the middle, but Colin McDermott takes no chances, just plays that one out for a corner on this near side. Well, Fort William scored from the last corner on the right, so Shiel will have to keep it tight at the back. It's Lewis Morrison who's moved across again to take it. Side edge, just sails it to the back. Yeah, Patrick McNeil has it. Seamus Martin with him. Neil's ball goes bobbling in. Rue McDonald gets it away for Kinlochshiel though. Into midfield it goes. Ryan Simpson was impeded as he tried to win the ball back. That'll be a free hit to the Fort. Simpson, who will take it. Vastly experienced player, more known as a forward in his younger days, but at full centre he's certainly able to lend his experience to the side. That was driven in by Dan Nixon on the right side, but that was wide, and the goal hit is the outcome. McMillan. Again, just making sure he gets a clean strike at the ball. A very good shot stopper and a big hitter, as we've seen already in this final. Launches that one cleanly into the Fort William half. Fort William there work it forward. Colin Jack knocking it on to Jay McRae, spins it out to Duncan. McMillan, strike comes in from McMillan, that wasn't far away. More encouraging there from Kinlochshiel. And we're able to move some nice passes together. Again, it's a lovely flick from Jay McRae. He's had a fine final so far. And Duncan McMillan steadying himself and thumping that one goal. Well, McMillan being asked to play a bit of a different role today. Would normally be in the full forward position, but having to play wider. But you can see what Kinlochshiel are trying to do just by that tactic of having Jay McRae in a forward position. There's Morrison slipping there just as he tried to work the ball forward and moving from one end to the other with great ease. So as Murphy sends it on, it's lofted high but wide, and another goal hit. There's the outcome. Lawler moving into the final 10 minutes of the first half. Scoring does seem to have died down. I think we've now gone almost 10 minutes without a goal for probably the first time in the whole encounter. maybe the players are looking forward to their half-time break and they deserve it after a enthralling opening period in this game. Ball up the wing from Lewis Morrison. Campbell does well to hold off Colin McDermott. Ball's cut back and it's swept out of defence, and Fort still with some defending to do. It's a slip there that's going to give a free hit. Guy Kelly just losing his footing. Well, there has been a lot of rain on the park, but as I mentioned earlier, I was across it before throw-up time and it's in very good condition. Billy McLeod, the groundsman, putting in a pound of work to get it set for this final. And the final, of course, since HIS have been sponsors, has been held here at Blairbeg, and they've been excellent hosts over the years. HIS, of course, great supporters of Shinty, and each year the final just seems to be getting bigger and better, and the on-field action today has just been excellent for the 37 minutes that we've seen so far. Ball into midfield. And it's Shield who come out and top. Again, they try to work it forward. Nice turn. Oh, and a trip. And Jay McRae. Well, Mark Grant, the offender. Referee Ian McLean makes his way across. And certainly Shea McRae's movement has been causing problems. You can see he just spins away there, but nothing malicious in the challenge, just a wee trip. That brought the run to a halt, and referee Ian McLean just taking the chance to have a word with Mark Grant, and he is going to put him into the book for that trip. And the yellow card's shown, so full back hill. There's enough experience to be wary of that for the remainder of the game. What can Shield do from the free hits? Well, I'll come into the D, and it was Stuart Disher who took charge, just thumping it away. And Shield will have a chance to keep the pressure on and a hit in from the far side. Mark Weir makes his way. Sea of red behind him as the Kinlochshiel support, Fort William supporters, yellow and black on the other side, making for quite a colourful spectacle. Ball's launched into the danger area. Jay McRae going after it, but he's just held off it there sufficiently. The youngster goes to retrieve the ball. He's keen to get the action back underway as we move towards the latter stages of the first half. 4-2, Fort William have the advantage. Stuart Disher. Well taken out of the air. And it's knocked forward by Kevin Martin. Colin Jack going after it, but Stevenson gets it away. Shield picking it up again though. And that one running all the way through to Stuart Disher. He got the touch. Players tussling there as they went on it. Mark Grant and Jay McRae, shouts from the crowd as they made their way through. Ian McLean is signalling for the hit in on the far side of the park. That comes from McRae, threatening again. It's a diving challenge on him that's going to be picked up again. It's the second such challenge that Fort William have been penalised for. They lost a goal from the last one. Ian McLean given a free hit. It's just to the right of the penalty spot. We'll see what Kinlochshiel can conjure up from this. It's a science play to McMillan, held off well though. Fort have it back again. And clear by the defence, and that one's nicely controlled by Lewis Morrison. He's in space, it's time to have a look up. Sends it long. But Kinlochshiel have a chance to work it out of defence through Fraser Reid, and he does just that. Lou McDonald having to help out though. Lewis Morrison winning it back, but Lady White's eventually getting that one away to Corin Jack. Knocks it on. Fort William still strong at the back. Lewis Morrison flicks it. Just wasn't close enough to Dan Nixon, and Reid gets it away. Another goal for Kinlochshiel would certainly make it interesting for the second half. I'm sure Fort William would have taken a 2-goal advantage at the break going into this game here. Simpson down the right side with it, but it just slices out of play. 3 more minutes remaining until half time, plus any time referee Ron McLean deems to add on. I think we just had that one injury to Lewis Morrison really within the first 45 minutes, and there will be a bit of time to be added on for that. It's got Neil's back on. It's a bit of water this time for Brian Simpson. A bit of spray on that injured knee as well. It was an injury in the Sutherland Cup Final that caused the problem. We did sit out the recent league game against Kinlochshiel, which the Fort won. But back in the thick of it again this afternoon. Scott McNeil just checking how long's remaining before he makes his way back to the Fort William bench. Players will probably appreciate the breather as Roy McDonald gets ready to play the hit in from this near side. Bouncing ball. Simpson unchallenging. Sean Campbell went to ground there, so that'll be a free hit. 2 Fort William just in front of our commentary spot. And be taken. Lewis Murphy in fact opting to leave it for Brian Simpson. Fort William maybe managing the time in the closing stages of this first half. They've got themselves into a strong position. No need to overdo it at this stage. Good play from Morrison. Drives it in. That takes a deflection as it flies wide. Well, Lewis Morrison threatening there again. Just as soon as he gets within sight of goal, you can sense the danger. And Fort William have a corner late in the half. Patrick McNeil it is. Comes across to this near side to take it. Gets the ball in. There's runners. Here's Campbell. Gets a shot, and that's close. But not close enough. Again, it was a bit of a chance for Fort William, but just not able to capitalise. They do look dangerous in many of the set pieces. There's some nice movement between the forwards and good stick play from Graham Campbell, but you can see that one just going wide of the goalkeeper's far post. Just lacking the accuracy, but he has had that accuracy twice already this afternoon. His double has helped Fort William to a 4-2 interval lead, or as close as. Just a question now for how long referee Ian McLean adds on, so all eyes will be on him. Free hit, the hit in from Ryan Cairns. Here's Murphy. Simpson can't reach it. Murphy again though, moving the ball into a bit of space, but he's challenge on him by Kieran Martin, and it's allowed Shield to break up field, and as Martin's kept that run going. Mark Grant trying to clear. Martin plays it in, it's just wide of goal. Well, that's good play from Kieran Martin, made his way all the way forward from the back, showed his skills, and was determined to try and take this final by the scruff of the neck. In the end, his effort just went wide of goal, and Stuart Isher takes the ball and plays it to the front of the tee. Just be nice to wait by the referee. There's a player down on the ground, a bit of treatment as Chris Nixon makes his way on with the medical box, and it's a surging run there from Kieran Martin. He's picked up an injury in the challenge just before taking that shot at target, so a bit of spray on the knee. We're very close to the break, so he will get the chance to see that, get that seen to in the confines of a changing room. Co-manager Ross McMillan on just checking that he's okay, and goal judge Billy McLeod, who's put so much work into getting this pitch ready for the final today. Not content with all that hard work, not content just to stand back and watch the game. He's taken the flag to take up his usual position behind the goal. Very capable goalkeeper for Glenurquhart in his day, and somebody who's officiated at many of the major finals, including internationals. 2.5 minutes into stoppage time, of ball into midfield, a tussle between Struan Stephen. Is Struan Stephen going to win that free hit? He is. Scott McNeil organising from the side. Simpson lifts it forward, right, bouncing ball into the tee. Let's watch carefully, but it does eventually run right the way out of play. But any stick on the end of that could have caused problems, but it looks to all intents and purposes as if Fort William are going to keep their 2-goal advantage until the half-time whistle sounds. The Camanachd Cup Final, of course, is just a week away at the Buck Park in Inverness. Kenneasy and Newtonmore have beaten Derby in the Camanachd Final. What more could you ask for? But junior equivalent is serving up a thrilling encounter this afternoon, something for them to match. And as the half-time whistle is sounded, it's Fort William that will take a 4-2 lead into the half-time break. It was goals galore during the opening 26 minutes of the final. They did peter out a wee bit after that, but at 4-2, Fort William will undoubtedly be the happier team as they go in for the break. Well, I hope that action from the Kinlochshiel Cup Finals has whetted your appetite for next week's event. It'll be a capacity crowd for sure at the Blairbeg Park in Inverness, the newly refurbished Blairbeg Park in Inverness. But for anyone who can't make it, the match will also be broadcast on BBC Alpa. Earlier this time, the usual live games are 4 o'clock, but it's going to be a 2, 2:05, I believe, start. And let's take the chance to have a look back at the goals this afternoon, and there were plenty of them. Well, it was Fort William who struck first. Stan Nixon got that one on his left side and just thumped it over the goalkeeper. You can see him holding off the challenge. It's a neat shot on the turn and scoring just like he did in the Strathdown final. Finishing well, the Shield defenders just not able to get close enough. And really, Callum McMillan in the Shield goal couldn't do anything about it. Goal number 2 arrived soon after. And again, it was a chance missed to clear, and that was punished by Graham Campbell. We know he's got such a nice touch, good stick work, and once he moved that ball into range, fired it by the goalkeeper again. Graham Campbell, no chance. Shield needed to get back into it, and youngster Jay McCray, youngest player in the field, did that just for them. Nice touch to get the ball to his left side, and he just hammered it between the goalkeeper and his right hand post. Really good finish. Just what Shield needed at this stage in the game. And they were able to get themselves level. Soon after that, again, it was a set piece goal. Jay McCray was involved, but it was a great run forward from Seamus Martin from midfield, just making his way into the D on the right side, and he just thumped the ball over the goalkeeper and into the net. Fort William might have let that 2-goal lead slip, but it didn't take long bringing it back again, and regained the lead through Lewis Morrison. Again, really good finish coming from the corner on the right side. Moved the ball to his left side and smashed it home, smashed it by the goalkeeper, and the 2-goal lead was restored from Patrick McNeil's corner, and it came Lewis Morrison finishing that one well, and sorry, again Patrick McNeil with the corner for the 4th goal. Touchdown. And again, it's Campbell who handled that one home well. 4-2, the advantage, and a bit of work for Kinlochshiel to do. Again, the next goal is going to be so important in this game. And after a short half-time break, the teams are back out on the field, all eager to get underway in this second half. And the teams are all in position. Neil McLean does his final checks. There's a wee bit of rain falling, it was forecast, but it'll probably be quite welcomed by the players. There's a few umbrellas up round about the touchline just to provide that bit of cover, and we're back underway at Blairbeg in this 2025 Sir William Sutherland Cup Final. And Shield going on an early attack. It was Jay McCray who played it in. Murphy gets it away as far as Sean Campbell, but unable to take the ball with him. And Fort William now moving forward. Graham Campbell, cross-field pass, but it's well covered. And Louis Barkley takes a touch before launching that one. Referee John McLean. Well, Brian Simpson's gone down again. Should be a concern for Fort William. He does have that problem with his knee. They certainly wouldn't want to take him off. He's just down in the middle of the park very early in the second half. And we'll see if Simpson needs a bit of treatment, and he does. Scott McNeil again. Back onto the park, and you can see quite clearly where the problem is. Referee Ewan McLean having a word. And ready for the run up to the final. We saw some of the footage earlier. Kinlochshiel getting themselves by Lochcarron, Lovett, Glasgow Middlegale and Glenurquhart to get to the final. They had a good 6-0 win over Lochcarron before edging Lovett in penalties, and it was just 5-4 in penalties after a 2-2 draw. GMA were dispatched 4-0 before they beat Glenurquhart 3-2 in the semi-finals for Fort William. They had a 2-1 derby win over Kilmallie in the opening round, and it was another derby in round 2 as they got themselves by Lochaba, and much fancied open side Lochside were beaten 3-2 in the quarterfinals in an impressive 5-1 win over the Newtonmore second team. So them off in the semi-final stage. Well, Fort William have 5 players in reserve: Anna Hagan, Angus McKinnon, David Duncan, Jack Kearney and John McDonald called into the squad. They have taken Jack Kearney on, but they seem content to leave Brian Simpson on at this stage. But a couple of minutes gone there. That will be added back on by the referee, no doubt, at the end of the game. Currently out of play. And we're back in action. Kearney knocks that one forward for Fort William. Graham Campbell taking the touch, still has it, throws it in, ball's blocked and cleared. Just coming out of play below us. It's a hitting to Fort William on this near side. Greg Kelly in wing centre. Seems that infield, Colin McDermott gets it away, comes back through again, but a bouncing ball watched carefully by Colin McMillan as it goes by. There's Pottsville. The second half still to ignite, really. And a bit of a break in play hasn't helped, but the final's just been a bit sluggish during these opening stages. Colin McMillan gets ready to send the ball upfield, and just as he was doing in the first half, clears it over the halfway line. It's won by Fort William though, and the ball gone out. Of play on the far side, Mark Weir makes his way across. He will take it. Bouncing ball into the goal area, but it's well defended by Fort William. Are they trying to build an attack of their own as Rose Morrison has it, holds off the challenge, sends it down the line for Campbell. Colin McDermott with him. Good blocking challenge from Colin McDermott. Knocks that one out of play. And goal. The hit in on this near side is here. Campbell will be taken by Greg Kelly. Was looking for Graham Campbell, but defending was good from Kieran Martin. Fort William still have it though. Managed to get it to Graham Campbell this time. A nice flick. Moves that on, and Fort William just trying to keep Kinlochshiel pinned back at the moment. And Kelly again with the hitting. Nice striker of the ball. Simpson drives it in. Colin McDermott got a stick to that one, deflects it out of play for the corner. Patrick Neal makes his way down the side to take it. It comes from McNeil right into the middle, and it was Kearney who made the run. Going close, and I feel that a fifth goal for Fort William would make it very, very difficult for Kinlochshiel at this stage, but they survived that one. But it was the run from Kearney that just got the ball. Got to the ball, but just couldn't get it on target. Callum McNeil on that. Launches it forward. Here's Murphy. Fort William with Ryan Cairns. Moves it on. Good from Barkley though. Corin Jack just unable to get that one away from his marker. Stevenson defending with him. Ball's gone out of play. Both sides are claiming for it. But the opinion that matters is the one of referee Ewan McLean. And he's awarded a hit into Kinlochshiel. It'll be taken by Sean Campbell. Knocks it infield. Corin Jack's after it. And that was Gordon Stevenson who followed him to the side. Jack tried to get it along, but just ended up knocking the ball out of play, and a goal hit to Fort William. There's the outcome. Fort William still maintaining their 4-2 interval lead. Stuart Disher sends the ball over the halfway line. Kenny's been involved in the action, but it's Shiel now who play it up the line through Fraser Reid. It was a good strike forward from him. Jim McRae trying to turn away, and well covered at the back by Cairns, and Kinlochshiel will have to settle for a hit in on this near side. Sean Campbell getting ready to play it in. Ball goes loose though, and a chance for Fort William to clear. Close down's good from Shiel. Kieran Martin has to be dragged down. Whistle goes. But the team is going to go to Fort William, and a chance for Greg Kelly to play that one upfield. Run right at the heart of the defence by Struan Stephen. Graham Campbell was on to it, but Fort William defended it well. Nice stick work, but she'll eventually escape with the ball, but it's nicely won by Lewis Murphy. It's closed down quickly by Seamus Martin. A bit of wrestling going on. Well, it's been played in good spirit so far, so I think we'll allow them the odd wee flashpoint. There's smiles all around as the players make their way back into position. Play's going to restart with a Fort William hit on this near side. Brian Simpson looking it on. Kearney sends it into the middle. Keeper's off his line, and still a bit of work for Shield to do eventually. The corner has to be sacrificed. One just a wee bit unsteady at the back there. So Fort keep the pressure on. Patrick McNeil makes his way out to the far side to take it, sends it in low, strike a goal, and that wasn't far away. It was Greg Kelly who made his way forward there from midfield. He got the shot in, did well to steer it towards the keeper's far post, and it was just wide. So nice play from Kelly. Has played as a forward previously, and you can see that he's got that eye for goal. Just got away from Sean Martin. He was in chase. Well, goalkeeper Cal McMillan stretching. He perhaps had it covered by his right hand post. Here come Kinlochshiel again, but that one running out of play. And a goal hit is the outcome, which Stuart Disher will take. Disher clears the halfway line. Good defending by Fraser Reid again at the back for Kinlochshiel. Ball down the wing, just going out of play before Graham Campbell can reach it. Get hit into Kinlochshiel, but it's an awkward one because it's down by the corner flag on there, deep inside their own half. And Jack Kearney, of course, is the free player as this is taken, so it's important it struck well. And it comes and it's a good one. There's Murphy doing well to win that back for Fort William. On to Kearney. His ball's blocked by Reid. Back to Simpson. We're cutting across though, and he gets it away for Kinlochshiel. There's Murphy covering a lot of ground. Brian Simpson's battling on with that knee injury. Sloan Stevens in there trying to knock that forward for Fort William, but they're keeping Shield pinned back at the moment. Graham Campbell comes in there just a bit too strong. He's disappointed by the decision. Looks like Rue Campbell might need a bit of treatment. Looked to be a fair enough decision from referee Ian McLean though. Free hit to Kinlochshiel, which a goalkeeper Callum McMillan will take. Mentioned earlier that he played for the Victoria's North under-21 team last week, and their manager Peter Ross was telling me he made a couple of outstanding saves in that game. And Shield trying to work their way through into the front of the D. Whistle's gone, but just a half chance there that they could have got their way through the defence. And they're going to have a set piece opportunity in a dangerous position, but they just seem to cash out the Fort William defence there. Players jostling for a bit of position. Jay McCrae takes a touch. Player down. And it looks as if that one, we're going to go again from the set piece. Some of the players running back into position. They're going to have to make their way back up the park again. Duncan McMillan standing over the ball, and he gets ready to take it. Jim McCrae trying to get by Mark Reid. Ball just comes the other side of him. Stick swiping at it, but nobody making any connection either way. Here's a turning shot from Corin Jack, blocked. Patrick McNeil's in there trying to push it away. Woody Barclay unable to make any headway. Sean Campbell with a great crossfield pass. Here's Kieran Martin, drives it into the net. It's a goal for Kinlochshiel, and it's Kieran Martin who have pushed forward, has got them right back into this game. A goal after 62 minutes. Martin signals to the Shield support, and just as the rain starts to get a bit heavy round the ground, you can see Martin there steadying himself, left sided, thumps it in low, bouncing by the goalkeeper and into the net. Well, he got a leg to it but just couldn't keep it out, and Kieran Martin making it 4-3, and it's very much game on. The goal scoring took a wee while to reignite in the second half, but it certainly has now. It leaves the game poised very interestingly. William have gone back in the attack. They had a lot of pressure before that goal, but they have an opportunity now. Patrick McNeil making his way to the far side. He will play in this corner from the right. Swipes it, and the ball goes right across to this far side. Jack Tierney takes a touch, sends it goalwards, turned away by Callum McMillan. Well, that one was dropping just below the crossbar. It was more lofted in than powered in. The goalkeeper had to keep an eye on it, and he did well to deflect that away as Fort William looked to try and re-establish their 2-goal advantage. Just dropping in his goal by the goalkeeper, making no mistake as he turned that one away. And the rain that's been threatening for this last wee bit is coming down now. And this one remains in the balance. Kieran Martin, who scored that goal, having to do some work in defence, and he does it well. Gets the ball away. Fort William winning it back. That goal has certainly livened things up. The final was maybe a bit stale for the 15 minutes, for the first 15 minutes of the second half, but the goals made quite a difference. We've upped a few gears. Player going down is Graham Campbell. Whistle's gone, and just as Greg Kelly was about to play that one into the danger area, it's a free hit, but it's going to be a free hit to Kinlochshiel. And their players charging up the park. They know that Callum McMillan will get some distance in his goal hit, and they look to try and get themselves back on level terms again. They've won the Sutherland Cup twice before, in 1962 and 1977, and would dearly love to make this a third occasion. And they work the ball forward, looking for Duncan McMillan. Kieran's challenging. Simpson gets it away. It's played back in though in the danger area. And just going by Mark Grant, but his goalkeeper's covering him behind. And he thumps it out of defence. McQueen sending it back. Here comes Corin Jack, holding off Lewis Murphy. It's still Corin Jack. As he works his way wide, a low cross comes off a defender. Corin Jack. That's well knocked out of the danger area. Can Shield get this one back in front of the goal again? Turning a shot and a great finish. It's 4-4 in this game. Well, unbelievably, Kinlochshiel have got themselves level for a second time in this match. It looks to be it's a 4 each. And it's Jay McRae that's been credited with a goal. I've got a chance to see it again here as he comes in. You can see Jim McRae there just making a bit of space, and he turns and hammers it into the net. That's a fantastic finish by the youngster. And 66 minutes. And we're back to 4-4, and for the second time in this match, Jim McRae has got the sides level again, and Fort William have come. They've established a 2-goal lead twice in this game. Can they get themselves in front again for a third time? And they have had a considerable amount of pressure in the second half, but it's Shiel who have looked deadly in front of goal. But they have some defending to do here. As this hit in comes into the goal area. Stop with a stick by Fraser Reid, pushed away by McDermott. Comes out to Brian Simpson. Shots blocked by Barclay. Sent back into the goal area. Fraser Reid again, making the clearance. And they just can't get the ball away from the defensive area. Campbell oars off. Colin McDermott plays it back in across goal. They're trying to get a shot in, but it's defended well, and because it's gone, it's going to be a free hit to Kinlochshiel, and a chance for them to clear the danger up the park. Heavy rain seems to have coincided with a revival in Kinlochshiel's fortunes. It's now 4-4, and it's anybody's final. Now come Kinlochshiel. Seamus Martin knocking it on. Jim McRae battling in there. Sean Campbell. Over pass to Rudy Barclay. Sends it into the D, but just overhit it slightly. And Stuart Disher allows it to run behind for the goal hit. Disher with it, right-sided. Jack battling there for possession with Gordon Stevenson. The free hit goes the Fort William man's way though. Markland leaves that one for goalkeeper Disher to take. You have to admire Kinlochshiel's courage in this game. They could easily have buckled after losing the 2 early goals. Not only did they get it back to all square, but of course Fort William pulled ahead again, but Kinlochshiel came back for a second time. Shiel had never been ahead in this game, and I guess it's who is ahead at the end that's important. But Fort William have some defending to do. A crossfield pass, it's going to stay in play. Cairns gets it away. Sean Campbell thought about playing it forward, just left it, takes the hit in, and he's got an opportunity to send this one into the goal area. Just a break and play. We've not had an overuse of substitutes so far. Jack Kearney's come on rather, and looks as if might be a chance to freshen things up for the final 20 minutes. Of course, there will be extra time if it remains all level, and you'll see all the action here on the Camanachd Association YouTube channel. But there's been 8 goals so far. I'd be a brave person who'd bet against there not being any other goals in the final 20 minutes of this encounter. And the first opportunity comes to Kinlochshiel, who have a hit in on the right side. Sean Campbell will take it. Sends it into the goal area. It's going to come back out. to him. Kearney does well though. Fort William get it away, but only at the cost of a hit in on this near side. Fraser Reid retrieves the ball, but signals to Sean Campbell that he's okay to take it. Nice strike infield from him. Finds Colin Jack. Walking back out of play again. Again, it'll be Kinlochshiel's ball. Again, it'll be a chance for them on this side. Sean Campbell to play it in. Into the danger area. Brian Simpson just unable to take it away. Rory Barclay playing it on, but Lewis Murphy clearing out of defence. Kearney gets it by Fraser Reid. Dan Nixon trying to play it on. Loses the stick, but he's unchallenging, so McDonald wins the free hit. It'll be a free hit to Kinlochshiel just inside their own half. Campbell just getting, Brody McDonald rather, just getting ready to take it. You see just the tussle there. Dan Nixon just losing his stick, but preventing his opponent clearing the ball. Dan Nixon, a real workhorse in the Fort side. Here comes Shiel with Duncan McMillan. Work the ball in from that right side, chance, oh, just at the end of the day, and Disher manages to get it away. Well, that was close again. It was Kieran Martin who made his way forward, causing all sorts of problems by these runs forward, and he just couldn't get a clean connection on that one. So we've had some near things, and that was one of them. Danger not cleared yet for Fort William. Low corner coming in from the right from Sean Campbell, right the way to the back post. No takers. Kieran Martin makes his way out to collect it. Patrick McNeil's with him. Martin still has it. Plays it short to Jay McRae. Try to play the return pass, but that was read by Struan Stephen, who gets it away. And ball will come back in from the side of the park, but Fort William clearing the lines, trying to get back in the attack. Fraser Reid as well. Plays that one on to Sean Campbell, tries to push it past Kelly and does. Cuts the ball back, spotted Rory Barclay in a bit of space. Barclay had time to look up. Some mistakes starting to creep into the game now, maybe a bit of tiredness. There's Kieran Martin, who's looked dangerous throughout, plays it out onto the wing. Colin Jack's put in a power of running, but Stevenson trying to hold him off. A bit of a tangle before Stevenson comes away with the ball. Colin Jack challenging, and it's going to be a free hit to Fort William, and a chance now for them to clear the ball up the field. Well, the stakes are high. 15 minutes of the regulation 90 to go, and we're moving towards the territory of when the next goal could be fatal to one of the two teams' chances. Scott McNeil's back on the field just to administer some treatment before this free hit is taken. Number of hardy souls braving the weather, braving the heavy rain on that far side of the park, but nobody leaving Blairbeg at the moment. This is just too enthralling to miss. Ball forward, Graham Campbell trying to play it on. She'll defend it well though. Fort William staying on the attack. Ball into the D, and it's McMillan. Keeper gets it away. You get the feeling there's going to be a number of chances just in the closing stages of this game. Kinlochshiel rather being roared on by their support as that ball goes out of play. It's going to be a hit into Fort William. Oh, that'll be taken by Ryan Cairns. And he strikes it in cleanly, so race on for it in the middle of the park. Here come Fort William. Kearney trying to take the run across goal. Shooting chance for Dan Nixon. Shots blocked. Colin McDermott in on the challenge. Penalised and roars his protest, but the referee won't change his mind. It's going to be a free hit to Fort William and some defending for Shield to do. So Patrick McNeil, set piece expert, standing over it. Kearney makes a run to the far side. It's played to Campbell. Can he get it in on his left? Just not able to. And McDonald gets it away for Kinlochshiel. Conor Hagan has come on for Fort William as they've freshened things up for the closing stages. In-time play, the restart with a hit into Kinlochshiel just inside their own half. Fraser Reid, wing back, who's had a fine game today. He will take it. And again, it's a good, clean, straightforward. Fort William defend it though. Kearney's thundering down behind Fraser Reid, but he does well to hit that in the turn. It's picked up by Rory Barclay. His ball forward puts Shield on the attack. But again, the Fort William defence working so hard to clear their lines. There's Colin McDermott at the back for Shield. Into midfield, nice touch from Mark Weir. Kieran Martin's ball forwards closed down now. Ball goes loose. The play just quickly moving from one end to the other. Again, ball slipped in by Jake McRae. Keeper's off his line and got it away. His own defender was falling in towards him, claiming for the free hit. But Disher doing very well just to get that one out of the danger area. It's a lonely place, the goalkeeper's job. Any mistakes and you're likely to be heavily punished, but both goalkeepers this afternoon have performed well. I don't think you could lay any blame on them for any of the goals they've got in. There's been some powerful finishes. And with just over 10 minutes remaining, Kinlochshiel will have a corner on the right side of their park, which Sean Campbell will take. And he strikes it in from the right. Dropping ball, Mark Grant got a good touch of that, but the whistle's gone. And looks like it could be offside. It's going to be a free hit to Fort William, and a chance for Stuart Disher to play the ball up the field. Young Fort William support behind him, watching on, no doubt hoping for a goal from their favourites. Disher clears the halfway line. Kelly's onto it. Hits that one on the turn. Big hit in from Kinlochshiel though. They're back on the attack as Corin Jack races down the left side with the stick being pulled. In fact, he's the player penalised. It's going to be a Fort William ball in their right wing back position. Well, there will be a man of the match award at the end of this game. I don't envy those choosing it. There are certainly a number of serious candidates for the awards. The man of the match trophy believed to be one of the first incarnations of the Sutherland Cup, kindly donated by Dr. Hugh Dan McLennan. It's been played for twice before. Glenn McIntosh and Newton Moore, and Sky's Ali MacDonald have both been the recipients, and it'll be a difficult choice this afternoon, I think, for the panel to pick out their man of the match. That ball just run out of play before Lewis Murphy could play it up the line, and it'll be a hit in to Kinlochshiel on that far side. And the clock continuing to tick. Just over 8 minutes left, and we now face the real prospect of extra time in this one. As Duncan McMillan turns, plays it in, blocked by Grant. Jay McRae still looks lively, wide on the right. Shot comes in, but it goes wide off junction between post and bar and away to that far side of the park. Certainly worth the effort for someone who's scored a couple of goals already this afternoon, and at 14 years old he's quite a frightening prospect for Kinlochshiel. Goal hit comes into the midfield area, but O'Hagan just unable to keep the ball in play. It was a bit of a stretch for him, and hit in again will be taken by Fraser Reid. Kelly on the touchline, just trying to get away from Kieran Martin. Ball just went out of play though, linesman signalled. It will be hit in, and it'll be to Kinlochshiel. Well, Kinlochshiel thought it was going to be to them, but Ewan McLean saying it's a Fort William ball, and O'Hagan, the substitute, getting ready to play it in from this near side. Ball drops for Kelly. Nice touch forward from him. Patrick McNeil sends it to the outside. Graham Campbell's reverse pass, shooting chance from a tight angle. Nixon gets it into the middle, shot blocked by Kearney. Here's Campbell, low. Shill will get bodies in there behind it, and the roar that ball being cleared was equivalent of the roar of a goal being scored. The Shield support know that was an opportunity, and they were delighted to see it cleared. But O'Hagan makes his way across. Kinlochshiel support just trying to urge their side through the closing stages of this game. They've got some defending to do though, as O'Hagan sends it into danger area. Kearney gets the shot in, it's blocked, comes back to him, not able to get back onto it though. It's Campbell just trying to turn and spin the ball, pushed away out of defence. Greg Kelly racing for it, gets there just ahead of Reedy's got a bit of time, lofts it in but just gets underneath that one and sends it behind the goal. The goal hit the outcome. 5 minutes to go. Well, we could be here for a bit of time longer. Extra time now looking a distinct possibility unless either side can conjure up a goal during the closing stages. Both sides just taking a chance to take some water on board during these closing stages. Nobody will want to make a mistake during this time, but there is a chance for someone to be a hero. Will it be in a red shirt or will it be in a yellow shirt? Of course, the final will be decided today. Should extra time arrive, and should it still be level at the end of that, it will be a penalty shootout to decide the winners. Here comes Sean Campbell as well to get that one away despite slipping. Kieran Martin looked like he had lost that to Patrick McNeil, but he eventually gets it away. Mark Grant clearing out of defence. He's had to play a long time in a booking in this game, Mark Grant, but has done well at the back. Kinlochshiel hit in. Can it offer them up a late chance? Ball drops into the goal area. Kelly trying to get it away, just runs into a bit of trouble. Kinlochshiel sending it into the D, but Fort William no mood to concede, and they come forward again themselves. Well, a tremendous amount of effort being put in by both sets of players after what's been a demanding almost hour and a half of shinty so far. It's Fort William who have the ball in their forward line. Here comes the ball. Kieran Martin gets it away for Kinlochshiel. They work it down the right side now. Nice turn again from Jay McRae. Mark Grant knows he's in a booking, can't bring him down. Jay McRae tucking it in, shot. Well, eventually it's driven in, but the opportunity had gone by that time. It was a great chance for Kinlochshiel just to the right of the D. Jay McRae did really well again there to get that ball across, but just couldn't get the strike in on goal. And it remains 4 goals apiece with 2.5 of the 90 remaining. Sean Campbell with the hitting. McMillan swipes it across goal. Kieran Martin's gone out to the right side. Stevenson with him. Martin still has it, turns. Patrick McNeil's dropped back. He clears it away back to Kieran Martin again. Sends it in low, but driven out. I think that was Lewis Murphy again, clearing his lines at the back, and Kinlochshiel racing to get play back underway. Sends the goal. Mark Weir knocking it in. Ball's in goalwards, but just bobbles by the goalkeeper's post, and Stuart Disher has the ball, gets ready to play it up the park. Just over a minute of the 90 to go. There will be a bit of stoppage time. There was an injury to Brian Simpson early in the second half. There was a break for at least a couple of minutes for that one. And any more time that referee Ewan McLean deems to add on. Referee's had a good game. It's not influenced the final in any way. It's always his wish to be anonymous as the man in the middle, and he's got on quietly and efficiently with his job today. And he's certainly overseen a classic final, 4 goals each, as we move into the final 30 seconds. Kinlochshiel with the hit in at the back. Ball's going back out of play though. O'Hagan on this near side for Fort William. He'll try and play it into the middle. Sends it infield. Kearney playing it in from the right side, looking for Graham Campbell. McDermott challenging, stretching in, getting a stick to that one, conceding the corner. So a late chance, a stoppage time chance for Fort William. Corner's going to come in again from Kearney this time. But that one ended up going back out of play. Opportunity's gone, and the goal hit, and a chance for Callum McMillan to play the ball upfield. And you wonder at this stage if both teams would just take extra time rather than having to lose it at this stage after putting so much effort into the 90 minutes. There's Patrick McNeil, long ball forward from him. That goes out of play. On the far side, Rue McDonald makes his way across to take the hit in. Strikes it in. Graham Campbell wins possession for Fort William. Reverse pass, but Kinlochshiel try to get it away. Campbell working hard to clear. It's Mark Weir at the second attempt, and this time he makes no mistake. Thumps it over the halfway line. There's a one last chance for Kinlochshiel. Jay McRae running into the edge of the D. Can he finish? Keeper's off his line. Stuart Disher doing really well. It's flicked back in by McRae. Well, Disher did well in the first instance to get off his line and foil the youngster Jay McRae on a hat-trick as he ran through. Goalkeeper had to come in. Ball deflecting off him, and I don't know if Jay McRae knew much about the resultant ball in, but it does end up going wide, and the chance was gone. Disher doing well for Fort William. Graham Campbell sends the diagonal ball across. Macmillan's off his line. Clears. We just can't. Well, he gets to that one. In the end, plays it up the wing. Regan wins the ball, gets it away ahead of Sean Campbell. Woody Barclay trying to get it under control. Kelly challenging. Barclay's ball forward. It's touched on to jump to Jay McRae. Mark Grant doing well to get a stick to that one. And with that, referee Bjorn McLean sounds his whistle 3 minutes into stoppage time, and that means that we will have an additional 30 minutes to settle the outcome of the HIS Sutherland Cup. Well, there were goals galore in the first half, and Fort William went into the break with a 4-2 advantage, but the second half the goals came from the Reds, and they got it back to 4 goals apiece after the 90 minutes, and both camps were making their way to the far side for some final words of wisdom before they come out for what will be an additional 30 minutes. I think both sides will be happy that they didn't lose a goal during the closing stages of this one. You certainly wouldn't want it, such a good contest, to be decided by a mistake, but as tiredness starts to kick in more and more, there's always a chance that that will happen. And the coaches just geeing up their players. Supporters on both sides will have a role to play as well on this one, as they try to give their teams any advantage at all. And for referee Ian McLean and his team of officials, it's going to be an extra 30 minutes for them to officiate. It's gone without any real controversy so far. I think if you'd have said after just 7 minutes in this game, when Fort William led by 2-0 after their storming start, that we would get to a period where there would be extra time, I'm not sure many people would have believed, but that's exactly what's happened. Well, sponsors HIS have put on a terrific day around the pitch today. They've got no control over what happens on the park, but there's no doubt both sets of players have done them proud during the first 90 minutes of this encounter, and we're going into extra time. It'll be 15 minutes each way before this one's settled, and even then there's the possibility of a penalty shootout to determine the destination of the 2025 Sir William Sutherland Cup. Referee just doing his final checks, making sure the watch is correctly set. A handshake with both full centres just as we get ready for the first period of extra time to get underway. And here we go. As play resumes, Lewis Murphy sends the ball up the left side for Fort William. They scored 4 times in that top goal in the first half. They're heading towards it again as Kearney tries to make a bit of space. Ball across is stopped and cleared. Mark Weir gets that one under control. Good ball forward. Duncan McMillan has come deep. He's given Jay McRae somebody to chase into the wing. Whistle's gone. Whistle's going. And looks as if it's going to be a free hit to Kinlochshiel on this near side. Rory Barclay, the full centre, has put in a pair of work this afternoon. He comes across to take it. Sends it across to the back post. Shot comes in from Corin Jack. Bounces wide. Players wrestling to try and break free to get to it. It's going to be a corner. All coming off a Fort William player last. So first corner of the extra time period goes to Kinlochshiel. Duncan McMillan comes to this side to take it. Drives it in and deflects into the D, but goalkeeper's quickly off his line to clear. This time a bit of time for Fort William to clear their lines. It's Kinlochshiel who are trying to keep their opponents pinned back though. During this early period in extra time. Final tied at 4 goals each. Remember, in just 7 days' time it'll be the Telehomes Camanachd Cup Final at the Blairbeg Park in Inverness. And it's also a beatnik derby between Newtonmore and Kinlochshiel, just as if it needed any more space. So match to look forward to. If you can't make it there, it will be broadcast live on BBC Alpha. And if you want to listen in, Radio Union Gale will have coverage as well. Excellent coverage with an hour's lead-in time from them and a good interviews afterwards. Fort get out of defence. Stevenson to Kelly. Nice clean strike forward. Shield now clearing their lines though. There's Murphy. Ray McDonald returns it. Doesn't get the required distance on it. It's right into the danger area. Nice run in at the back post area there, but just not able to get onto it. Reverse pass, but ball just running out of play. And Shiel with a hit in just from deep inside their own half. Well, not surprising that a bit of cramps beginning to set in. I think we might see a bit of that over the remainder of the game. Greg Kelly being helped out, but just looking a bit of bother there as he gets back to his feet. And just not moving smoothly. In fact, he is going to leave the field. It's maybe not an issue with a hamstring, but it is a late change. Fort William make the change. Well, it wasn't a change they intended beforehand, but they have taken John McDonald on off the bench. He's a veteran these days, but he's super fit, and he has come onto the field to try and win the game for Fort William. Nicely kept in by Patrick McNeil. Chips it forward to Graham Campbell, just unable to get the ball under control low, and it runs out of play. So John McDonald is his contribution in this game is going to be interesting to note from here on in. Wasn't included in the original squad, but came in after the injury to Duncan Stevenson. It's Kinlochshiel though who have possession through Mark Weir. Evades the block, gets the ball forward. Here comes Kieran Martin. Well, another one of his runs, but he was tripped by Patrick McNeil. And he's had a couple of knocks in this game. That's not going to do him any good. Certainly been one of Kinlochshiel's top performers as he surged forward. Just got himself away, but the trip brings him down. Bit of a collision afterwards with Lewis Murphy. A bit of afters there between Seamus Martin and Patrick McNeil and the referee. Coming in to take charge here, Kinlochshiel. Whistle's going again. Well, they did have a promising position there, but it's now going to be a Fort William free hit and a chance for them to play the ball forward. John McDonald already involved in the thick of the action, wearing that number 9 shirt. And here we have a ball breaking in midfield. Neither team really able to hold on to possession for too long a period. Here's Duncan McMillan playing this one into the defensive area. It was good play from Duncan McMillan again as he ran back onto that, won the challenge. Just nobody there for Shiel, and goalkeeper Disher comes off his line and clears the ball. Fraser Reid with the hit in on that far side. The anxious Kinlochshiel bench looks on. Bouncing ball, nice touch from McMillan again. Knocks it forward to Jay McRae, takes a touch to the outside, but just asking too much of himself. In that instance, goal judge Rother Billy McLeod signalling for the goal hit, and Stuart Disher happy to allow the ball to run out and claim the goal hit. Ball swept outfield. Here come Fort William. What can they do? McDermott having to do well at the back. Stephen, it's a ball in a bit of space, shot and a goal from Kearney. The ball whipped into the net, and it's a substitute, Jack Kearney, after 100 minutes of this Sutherland Cup final, and Fort William take the lead again. It's the third time in this contest that they've got themselves in front. Well, Campbell and Stephen causing the bother, and when the ball came to Kearney, he made no mistake striking it into the net. Sheila think we're claiming for a push on Rue McDonald, but it's Kearney who knocks it home. And we are now at 5-4 for Fort William. Well, every time, well, each of the last 2 times in this final when Fort William have gone in front, they have got a second goal. You've got to think that would kill it at this stage. But Kinlochshiel have shown already what they're made of, and they go back on the attack. Ball cross goal. McMillan plays it into the middle. Nobody there except G. McRae, who blocks it originally. John McDonald back helping out. It's driven in by full centre Rory Barclay, but wide of the goalkeeper's right post. And that will be a goal hit to Fort William. And if I was Stuart Disher, I wouldn't be in any hurry to take this, just placing it to the front of the D, waiting for things to calm down in front of him. Referee waiting for a substitution to be made. Fort William's Lewis Murphy's gone down as if he may need treatment. Referee is checking his watch. And this is where the use of substitutes or rolling substitutes could be important. And Scott McNeil wanting to make his way back onto the pitch again. Jack of all trades this afternoon. He's got the spray out again, and Lewis Murphy just getting a bit of treatment. Just 4 minutes, 3.5 minutes in fact, to go until the end of the first period of extra time. And I don't think the Fort William players will be taking anything for granted at this stage. They've already seen how much Kinlochshiel have come back at them. Play's going to restart with a Fort William goal hit, and it's taken by Disher. Over the halfway line it goes, dropping ball. Murphy sends it spinning into the air, and again, this time driving it up the left side. And Graham Campbell's put a lot of work in that forward line. He's ran left, right, and come deep throughout this game, and he'll know he's been in a match tomorrow morning. So keeper Callum McMillan clears the halfway line with that one. Shield trying to conjure up something down the right side, but Lewis Murphy takes charge. Plays the ball up low. Left side, Campbell's come deep. Colin McDermott's quickly in with a challenge to push the ball away. Lewis Murphy again winning it back. He's been involved in a lot of things in his extra time period. Again, it's Campbell wide on the wing, but dispossessed by Colin McDermott, but dispossessed illegally, says referee Ewan McLean. It's going to be a free hit to Fort William on the left and forward position. There's another Fort William player down. Looks like cramp again. Brian Simpson, who of course played from the start in this game despite a knee injury. He's administering the treatment. Again, we move ever closer to the end of the first half period of extra time. Ball deflects. And the 5 Fort William goals have come at this end. John McDonald win the ball, but he's tripped there by Fraser Reid. And down he goes, set piece chance. It's John McDonald himself who will take it. John McDonald playing that one inside. So Fort William player down, endangering himself. It's going to be a free hit. We're now moving into stoppage time in the first half of extra time. Fort William with that crucial 1-goal lead. Callum McMillan gets a signal and launches it forward. Nice touch there from Mark Weir, moving the ball into Rue Campbell, was in a bit of space. Drives it on, Kieran Martin just can't reach it. Play will resume with a hit into Kinlochshiel on the first side of the park. Fort William again, but this time the ball going out of play. And a hit in from deep inside their own half for Kinlochshiel, and it will be taken by Rue McDonald. Just hits that one. Well, the quality of hit-ins has been relatively good this afternoon, but maybe a bit of tiredness creeping in there. Ball going back out of play. And Fort William hit in and will be taken by Struan Stephen. Approaching 2 minutes stoppage time before the sides turn around again for one final time. Dan Nixon challenging with Mark Weir. Whistle's gone. And the whistle signifies cross cards. Patrick McNeil just trying to get away on the Fort defence. That's good play from Struan Stephen as he runs in across goal. Jack Kearney trying to get to the ball. Rue McDonald pushes it away, but Fort William still have it. Patrick McNeil knocking it to the outside, but Sean Campbell gets it away. Jay McRae being challenged by John McDonald. Free hit goes to Kinlochshiel, and they will have the chance to play it up the park with Woody Barkley. But just as he does that, the whistle sounds. 3 minutes of first half stoppage time, and the referee signals a turnaround, and it's a turnaround that sees Fort William with their noses in front. 5-4 lead they have in the game. Well, the one goal in the extra time period has come from Jack Kearney, the substitute, and another substitute, John McDonald's, helped to steady Fort William since he's come onto the park. He's had quite a good influence on this game, and I think really we've got 15 minutes where the outcome here at Blairbeg remains in the balance. Well, I think if we get 9 goals at this stage in the Camanachd Cup Final next week, I think everybody would be happy with that. Remember the Telecoms Camanachd Cup Final, a derby match between Kinlochshiel and Newtonmore, takes place at the Blairbeg Park next Saturday. And anyone who can't make it, and I believe it's nearing a sellout, but for anyone who can't make it, the match will be broadcast live on PUC Alba Throp 5+2. Some young Kinlochshiel supporters waving the flags, helping making it such a colourful occasion. The Fort William youngsters also taking a chance to knock the ball about on the Blairbeg surface. Really, for Shiel is an element that they'll need to go for it, and they're the ones who trail, and it's really going to be, they need a goal. It's time to play any aces. For Fort William, I suppose it's a case of doing more of the same. They've got 15 minutes to see this one out. They were pushed all the way by Skye in the Strathstern Cup Final against Skye. That one went to extra time as well before they eventually won 4-2, so they certainly have to work hard to win these trophies, assuming that's the way it pans out this afternoon. So they'll be used enough to extra time. Kinlochshiel, of course, will too, having gone to extra time in the game against Lovett in the second round. That one was a 2-2 draw, and it was, in fact, it went to penalties in the end before they won by 5-4. But for this afternoon, it's a 5-4 scoreline against them. But they still have 15 minutes to win that round, and given the way they've fought back twice already this afternoon, I don't think anybody would bet against them. And we're back underway, the second half of extra time in the Sir William Sutherland Cup Final, sponsored by Highland Industrial Supplies. And we have Fort William clearing their lines with John McDonald knocking it forward to Patrick Neal out to this near side. Looking for it as Kearney, nice touch, gets him by Fraser Reid. Kearney working his way in on goal. Here comes the challenge. Reid gets a stick in the ball. Graham Campbell comes across to collect. Colin McDermott's in there, pushes it away, and that will be a corner to Kinlochshiel, to Fort William rather, on this near side of the park. Patrick McNeil, just as he's done many times, makes his way across to the corner. Gets ready to play the ball infield. He's been a taker of a few corners today. Just waiting for the signal from the referee. Again, it's going to be changes. We need this time a substitution by Kinlochshiel. It looks like it's Callum Reid coming on. In comes the corner, edge of the D, but it's cleared. Padraig McNeil still has it, makes the angle for himself, sends it low in towards the goalkeeper, has to stop it and clear. Well, Colin McDermott went diving in for it, but Callum McMillan alert in the end, and he managed to get it away. So another set piece chance, and another corner from Patrick McNeil. Has a look up. Well, we got a shot in from the back post. It's cut back to Campbell, just can't get it under control, and eventually Rudy Barkley clears his lines. There's a tumble in midfield, and it's Lewis Murphy who looks to be in a spot of bother. Looks to be a knee injury. Looks to be in some pain. Just a collision of bodies as he went in there. And not nice to see, but looks to be in a lot of pain. You can see the tumble taking place here, and it looks as if it had a bit of a knee twist. Just as he went in. So I think could have a bit of a break in play here until this situation is resolved, but it looks as if Lewis Murphy's afternoon could be over. He's had a good game for Fort William. That's McMillan speaking to his squad, supporters from both sets. Looking on, they know it's that key time in the game. Obviously concerned in the Fort William camp about how Lewis Murphy is. I don't know if there's a twist, if it's a dislocation, but there is a paramedic nearby, fortunately. And he's receiving the necessary treatment. Manager Scott McNeil looking on with some concern. So, some applause for Lewis Murphy as he's been helped from the field. Good to see that he's back up on his feet again. But he looks in some discomfort as he leaves the park, makes his way to the side of the field where the treatment will continue. Play will restart with a free hit to Fort William, which will be taken by Craig Kelly. Right-sided, and he looked as if he hurt his hamstring as he did that. Swinging as well. Kearney, heavy challenge on him as he tried to wriggle free of the defenders. It's going to be a free hit in a dangerous position to Fort William. Can they get the second goal? It would surely tie this game up. Campbell, shot blocked. Comes back to him, but Mark Weir's there, sweeps it away when he is far. The Fort William shirt though, and the ball comes in, it was wide of goal. And the Fort William attacker thwarted. They still have their 1-goal lead, but they would dearly love to double their advantage, and it was a snapshot there from Struan Stephen, but the ball just going wide off goal. Goal hit over the halfway line, pinged back. Some nice stick work by Jack Kearney. On to Campbell, takes a return pass. Gets the shot, but it's a good, tries to get the shot rather, but it's a good challenge on him. Kieran Martin keeps the ball in play, finds Mark Weir, he gets plenty distance on it. What if Kinlochshiel got on their locker? Just showing too much of that to Vincent, who's back on the field. And it was Lewis Morrison who ran all the way, but he tried to keep the ball in, it deflected off a Shield player. And ball moving from end to end, and Whistle's gone. It's going to be a free hit. Well, Jack Kearney's made a good impact since he's come onto this game. Of course, he's got one of the goals, but plenty running, very direct. Won a free hit there in a key position for two reasons. It just allows the clock to wind down a wee bit more, but at the same time, there's the opportunity to create something for Fort William. Patrick McNeil will take it. Studies his options. Chips it in. Ball comes out only as far as Morrison gets a second attempt at it. It's blocked off. Lou McDonald. Well, it was Lewis Morrison who got the shot in. Rory McDonald got a leg to it to deflect it away, but it's deflected away for a corner, and Fort William will be happy enough to keep the ball down this end of the field. They're knocking on the door for that chance to restore the 2-goal lead that they've had twice in this game already. In comes the corner, but it's defended well, and it's good play from Seamus Martin on the right. Knocks it forward. Jim McCrae battling for it. Whistle's gone. Play carrying on. And Brian Simpson's down on the ground. Could be another suffering fix. Ian McLean signalling that he's wanting to get this game back underway. Any time for injuries will be added back on. Play will restart with a free hit to Fort William, which will be taken by goalkeeper Stuart Disher. Referee just waiting before he allows this to be taken. There's another change being made, and it looks as if Brian Simpson could be leaving the field for a second time. And he makes his way back off, and Fort William making good use of the rolling substitutions. All on the latter two occasions it's really been through injury. Goalkeeper clears it down the line, but as John McDonald breaking up that attack, he skewed the ball forward and back in on the challenge again. It ran out of play, but the hitting will be to Fort William, just in front of our commentary spot, and it's Owen O'Hagan to take it. Sends it infield. Graham Campbell battling for it, but Colin McDermott gets it away to his near side. Owen O'Hagan sends it back into the danger area again. Stephen tries to flick it on. Campbell gets the shot in, but it goes wide. And this urgency is obvious from Kinlochshiel. They know the clock's running down. They need to get the ball back up the park. Knocked down there at the back by Ryan Kearns. Working. Signal by referee Ian McLean. And it's going to be a free hit to Kinlochshiel, which Mark Weir comes across to take. There's a look up. Comes off the first man though. Disappointing for Shield. They've got a chance to play it back in again. And Fort William defending for their lives at the back. Patrick McNeil involved that time as the rain gets heavier. Bounces down at Blairbeg. Then comes the hit in from Seamus Campbell. John McDonald gets it away. It comes back to Campbell. Runs away to Mark Weir. Sends it in low. Jim McRae trying to turn. That's a good challenge from Mark. Grant gets to the ball. Clearance completed by Struan Stephen. Kinlochshiel trying to get the ball back up to the forward line. Played on by Campbell. Duncan McMillan trying to turn on that one, but Fort William get it away. The ball goes out of play deep inside the Kinlochshiel half. 90 seconds of that 120 minutes remaining. There will be a fair bit of injury time. Referee just checking his watch as we speak. As hit-in comes in, and she'll just urgently need to get the ball forward, get themselves a crack at goal again as John McDonald gets to that one first at the back, just can't get it away though. Campbell playing it on, but Cairns clears out of the defensive area, bouncing ball for Rue McDonald to deal with, and he deals with it well. Played on, well, Rudy Berkeley tried to play it on, his path was blocked. Can Mark Weir win this one back? He can, evades the blocking challenge. John McDonald clears his lines for Fort William, and Graham Campbell makes a long bursting run out to the wing to pick it in. Crossfield pass, Kearney running in and goal. McMillan, the goalkeeper, gets it away. Comes out to Lewis Morrison. It's time to tee up a shot. Will he let fire? He will. Morrison, goal! And that is surely the goal that settles the 2025 Sir William Sutherland Cup Final. And it's Lewis Morrison. He had time to tee himself up on the wing, and in the final seconds just hammered that one into the net, made no mistake. And it's a really good finish. A really good finish. Goalkeeper could do very little about that. So we're into stoppage time, and well, we've seen Kinlochshiel twice before come from 2 goals down. The clock's obviously against them. Now can't see them doing so again. Look there as if Struan Stephen might need some treatment, but he's back up on his feet. And for the 3rd time in this game, Fort William have built up a 2-goal cushion, and this time they'll look as if they can hold on to it. As I mentioned earlier, they already have the Sutherland Cup, the Strathdown Cup rather, in the bag. Sutherland is looking likely to follow, and they're very much favourites in the league. Still some work to do, but this is only going to make them more buoyed. Lewis Morrison just running out to this near side to try and get to that one, showing his determination. I think for Kinlochshiel, they've battled manfully today. It's been a tremendous performance from them. They might wonder what if, in terms of that difficult start they had to the game, but in many ways it defined the match, showing their battling qualities. To come back from 2 goals down, not only on one occasion but on 2 occasions. Here come Shield though. Can they have the final say? It's their captain Andrew Mackenzie was an injury doubt ahead of the game. He's come on late on in the match, just unable to get the shot there. Johnny McDonald runs across the goal, but he's brought down, gets the free hit, showing all his experience there, and he's played his role for Fort William. But it looks like Mark Grant, the Fort William captain, is going to be the player who gets his hands on the HIS Sutherland Cup, and indeed the captain's silver mounted cannon. Stuart Disher launches the ball over the halfway line. Lewis Morrison takes it down, sends it to the outside. Graham Campbell runs for it again, holding off the challenge. Colin McDermott with him. Campbell sends it low into the D, but it's covered and cleared. and Fort William will have a hit in. Well, if you're Fort William, you're more than happy that the ball's been kept down this side of the park. One or two of the players stiffening up as the ball's retrieved. And Owen O'Higgin, again another substitute, has come on to play his part. Will take the hit in from this near side. Slices it in though, but it goes behind. It's going to be a goal hit. And a chance for Shield to get the ball upfield, but it all looks to be in hope more than anything. Fort William have a grip of this one. It's sent long to Campbell again. Runs his way out. Rolls the ball into the D. There's nobody there. But the clock is ticking. There's valuable seconds being used up. Comes to Gordon Stevenson at the back. Into midfield with it. It's Campbell again. Turn. Shots in and goal. Stop with his feet. The rebound comes out. Well, it's a bit of a well swing by Lewis Morrison, but I think he probably knows the work is done. And I think you can tell from many of the players around the park that the outcome for this one was decided by that Lewis Morrison goal. By Ewan McLean signalling for the ball to come out. Only a matter of time now before the Sky referee, was a fine match, brings this epic encounter to an end. Signal just been given for the hit in. Coming up to 5 minutes of stoppage time. And there goes the final whistle. The cheers come from the Fort William side. The arms are aloft. They've had to work so hard for it this afternoon because Kinlochshiel played their part in what was an absolutely epic battle in this HIS Sutherland Cup Final. The final score coming in as Kinlochshiel 4 but Fort William 6, and we went all the way to extra time. A fine game served up. There's handshakes are exchanged and the players are making their way to the pavilion area, which is maybe just as well given the worsening weather because the rain really is coming down now. Scott McNeil being congratulated by the Fort William, by the Kinlochshiel camp there, which is always nice to see. And traditional handshakes at the end of the game as the players form two lines before leaving the field. There will be a man of the match award. There will be the presentation of the medals. There will be the silver mounted cannon for the winning captain, and there will of course be the raising of the Sutherland Cup. It's the first time Fort William have won it since 2009. They had previous wins in 1978, 1984, 1995 and 2006. So it's been a while, but it's going back to the Naird tonight, where it will join the Strathdown Cup. And as I mentioned earlier, very few would bet against the maybe North Division 1 title joining as well for what would be a magnificent treble. Kinlochshiel supporters staying behind as well just to see the presentation, and there'll be disappointment in the Shield camp, but they know they've give it their all this afternoon, and that's really all you can ask. Quite a difference in picture between the shot earlier on and the rain we have now, but it stayed dry and very pleasant for most of the game this afternoon. Just really into the second half before it descended into a bit of rain. We'll see if we can get a word with the managers at both camps just to get their immediate reaction. And of course we'll have mixed emotions. Winners and losers, of course. That's the outcome of any cup final. And with Fort William, they're the ones who have got the goals that made the difference today to seal that 6-4 win. Both teams still have league matches left to play, of course, this season. But this game, no doubt, would be the highlight of both sides' season. And good to see a well-attended final, good to see supporters obviously from both clubs, but also from the local area and just the wider Inverness-shire area, even from further afield where games played nearby, and supporters and players from other teams coming along to watch after their matches have been finished. So it's always good to see a good crowd gather around for the game. So players from both sides just getting into position for the final presentation. So the presentation being organised, we will, as I say, try and get you some reaction from the respective camps at the end of the game. When you look at both sides' respective league positions, there would be a pre-match thought that Fort William might have run away with this game, but Kinlochshiel have shown that when they've had a full side available this season, that they've put in some great performances, and they weren't completely at full strength today, but they certainly put in a fine performance during the 90 minutes as they're getting organised for the trophy presentation to take place. HIS again, of course, sponsoring the Sutherland Cup. Kinlochshiel players now making their way to receive their medals. McIntosh and his McIntosh in attendance making the presentation. Sponsors fantastic support for this competition and indeed for many other shinty competitions. I think there's a number of events that HIS are involved in. The Sutherland Cups, the most high profile of course, but they're also involved in doing many events at youth level as well, and their support is certainly appreciated by the shinty community. So the Shield players just putting a mountain of effort today, but just not enough in the end for William, running out with that 6-2 win. And Scott McNeil, their manager, had to reshuffle his pack a few times. He had injuries to contend with, especially to Brian Simpson and to Lewis Murphy at the end, and we hope Lewis Murphy is okay. He looked in some pain as he went off, but they had some fantastic performances from their group. So their officials, Ewan McLean, first final, had a fantastic game. The judges, Billy McLeod and John Matheson on the lines, coming forward as well. They on the line. It's a big pitch to cover if you're there on the line, but did it so well, and really no controversial incidents throughout the game, and that's all they can ask for. And we now have the player of the match award made by Grant McIntosh, which will be the selection panel this afternoon, watching throughout, and it's Kinlochshiel Point that picks up the award, which is quite a nice touch actually for Shield's side, given all that they put into the game today. It's young Jay McRae, and really scored twice and came close on a number of other occasions. Hard to believe he was only 14 years of age, but it's a day that, despite the defeats, he'll remember when he joins Ken McIntosh and Newton in Sky Valley, one of his recipients of the Sutherland Player of the Match. So the heroic Fort William team making their way up the road. It will be a happy yellow submarine that makes its way back to Nairn tonight, and where the celebrations are sure to be long. They all come forward to get their Sutherland Cup medals. It's a big day for them, for their club. Of course, their first team riding high in the Maui Premiership had done so well to take their first year promotion and come into a fantastic flurry title battle along with Kenzie Knight and Oliver Buchanan themselves. Dan Campbell there putting so much work in that forward line today. Might have appreciated the break at some point, but did the full tour shift, and then Scott McNeil, who masterminded the success of his old teammate Mr. Cameron, has the medal. Tom McDonald, of course, coming on to make his contribution, and Scott delighted to pick up his award. So there it is, the Sir William Sutherland Cup. And Gary McIntosh is about to present it to Mark Grant, captain of Fort William Shinty Club. He's had a terrific game today. Had to play with an early booking hanging over him, but had a great game at the back, and it's a day he's been looking forward to, making it just a family occasion there as he raises Sutherland Cup in front of delighted teammates, and of course delighted support will make their way back in the road. So the mounted cannon is presented to the very coveted stake, beautifully made, and it's a big day for Fort William, big day for Mark Grant as Captain Larry Davidson, Kinloch Association Chief Executive Officer, looking on from the back of the stand. Stay on with us. We are trying to pick up some after-match interviews with the managers. There's lots of things going on though on that far side, as I'm sure you'll appreciate, and more so than the routine photograph which Fort William are about to prepare themselves for.
How did you feel today, Duncan?
That was some game of shinty. I don't know how I feel at the moment. Sorry for the boys because obviously they didn't win the game, but chuffed to bits because they had a great game. For young boys, we came here, we were obviously the underdogs, and I think we done ourselves proud. There's always fine lines in games, and I think we lost probably a couple of goals we shouldn't have lost, but we came back into it, and we were quite unlucky in the normal time of the game that we didn't win it. But Fort William are a good, strong team. The forward line are very good, and they obviously can score goals. So I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy in a way. Not happy that we lost, but happy with the way the boys played.
Excellent. And how will the boys feel after that match, do you think?
They're quite resilient. They'll bounce back. They'll bounce. They know they've done well. They played their hearts out, and that's all you can ask for. And that's all we asked for them at the start of the game. Just play your hearts out. Don't come off that field unless you leave everything on it, and they did that.
And will there be momentum for the rest of the season from here?
Yes, going forward. This is a new generation, well, not a generation, but a new group of players going back to our 21 season where we won the Commonwealth, and this is a completely new set of players, and they're all young, and it's looking good for us in the future.
Thank you very much, Duncan.
Okay.
That was Duncan MacLeod, co-manager of Kinlochshiel, good enough to give us some of his time at the end of the game there. Duncan was telling me before the game that he was an 11-year-old supporter when Kinlochshiel won the trophy in 1962, beating Kyles that day, and of course he was part of the team along with co-manager Tom McRae when they won the final in 1977. It was a more convincing win in that final, but the Kinlochshiel stalwart, no doubt. We'll see if we can interrupt the Kinlochshiel celebrations to get a word from their camp too before we sign off. Managed to grab Scott McNeil for a word from him.
Congratulations, Scott. How did you feel today went?
Oh, fantastic. What a game of shinty. I mean, you went so many young players in the park from both sides. Outstanding. Some of the goals were absolutely fantastic. Pitch was magic, and my team was absolutely outstanding. And to be honest with you, I thought we could have won it in normal time. But fair play to them coming back, and then coming back to push it the way they did. But we were by far the better in the end. They'll enjoy that too. Now, that great show with the lads. Kinlochshiel going well with us, and we going well with them. And huge today for us. We're putting ourselves well in a position to win the treble today with results that went the other way. But a great sponsorship. with your man Gary. Much appreciated by, I think, all of Shinty actually. Good guy and really good conditions today.
So when it reached full time, was there any team speech that you feel pushed them on to win the game?
Aye, oh absolutely. You can tell people can shout and ball and whatever else, but I was telling them then to conserve their energy. I thought then we still a long way to go in the game, and when they come back the way they did, we had to really compose ourselves, use our energy well, and just point the boys in the right direction. I've been doing that all year, and by gosh, they follow me. It's fantastic. It's really an honour to tell all these young boys to ask them to do things, and they do it swiftly, with good ability. And it's 12 on the park, and as I've always said to them, they do their job. There's 12 of them. We're one big jigsaw. We all come together at the end, and it's coming together smashingly for this season, that's for sure.
Are there any plans for the celebrations tonight?
Celebrations, well, there'll be lots of that. A great sponsor again. There'll be a free bar. I think it's going to get quite messy. But no, a great time. We're back to our own Shinty club later on tonight. And as for tonight, it might be messy. Tomorrow it'll be messy, and the boys might make work on the Monday. We'll see.
Thank you very much, Scott.
Okay.
That's manager Scott McNeil off to start the celebrations with the Fort William camp, but I think Kinlochshiel can allow themselves a refreshment or two as well for a fine performance, as indeed can the whole HIS team and their volunteers who put on such a great show today. Really outstanding work from them. It's been a terrific 2025 Sutherland Cup Final. The first one that we've covered live like this on the Camanachd Association YouTube channel, so I hope you've enjoyed the coverage. The work from the cameramen have been top class, and camera women have been top class this afternoon. Thanks very much for joining in with us, and who knows, we might all do it again sometime soon.